Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to discuss a very important topic in cybersecurity, which is keyloggers. So whether you're new to the world of cybersecurity and ethical hacking, or just curious about how attackers exploit vulnerabilities, this video will break down what keyloggers are and how they work with a practical example in Python, and most importantly, how to defend against these attacks. Disclaimer, this video is for educational purposes only and should not be used with malicious intent. Enjoy the video. In simple terms, a keylogger is a spyware or malware that is able to record the input of your keyboard. Simply put, the keylogger records every keystroke on your device and stores it so that the attacker is able to access all the keystrokes. So basically, when you type something, let's say your password, a personal message, or even your credit card information, this information is stored usually in a file that the adversary, so the attacker, can access and view. While this might sound a little scary, it is important to remember that not all keyloggers are malicious. Ethical hackers, for instance, might use keyloggers as part of a penetration test or a security audit, but they always do so with permission. So how do keyloggers actually work? There are many ways that these keyloggers can be implemented. However, generally they follow a similar process. So first we have the actual installation part. A keylogger can be installed through many ways, such as a malicious download, a phishing email, or simply physical access. Once installed, the keylogger works silently in the background, usually without anyone noticing. Speaking of logging keystrokes, once installed, the keylogger records every single keystroke on your keyboard. And as you know, that may be passwords or a system command. And the last step in this process is the actual data retrieval. Some keyloggers save the keystrokes to a local file on the infected machine. Others send the keystrokes over the internet to a remote server controlled by the adversary. It's important to remember that there are some really advanced and stealthy keyloggers out there. These types of keyloggers avoid detection by using encryption, running as background processes, or even disguising themselves as legitimate system files.
Right, so I'm going to show you how easy it is to code a basic keylogger with Python. The first thing we need to do is to import the module keyboard from the library pyinput. So from the library pyinput, import keyboard word. And this allows us to record the events on the keyboard. But we still need to have some code, and I'll start with defining a function. So define, let's say, key pressed, and give it a parameter key. So this is the actual key we want to record. We want to have the code or the console print back every key. So print and also convert it to a string in case there are numbers, so we don't have some errors. So we need to convert the key like this. And then we need a place to store it. So we're gonna either open a file or create a new one. So let's call this key file dot text, and then write A for append as file. And then I'll code a try except block. So give it a variable char for character, and then have the key made into a character. In this case, the character is basically every keystroke that's not a special key. And then we want it to append or write into the file. So file, which is the keyfile.txt. So basically it says keyfile.txt.write. And then we'll have it write every character inside there. Then we need to code the exception, and just have it return or print error getting the director, which is really basic. So the code doesn't function by this, like just by itself. Now we need to make sure it runs when opening the file. So coding if _name equals _main . So this is where we actually activate the whole listening part. So give it a variable listener, which is keyboard. So we're using the keyboard module, and activate the listener like this. And when do we want it to listen? So on every press of a button. So on press equals, and then we give it the key pressed function here. So key pressed like this, and then we start the listener and make sure it inputs until we close the listener manually. So now this should actually work. So I'm going to run this code, and as you can see here to the left, we don't have a keyfile.txt yet. But if I start, let's say, pressing some, let's say hi, like this, you see now it created the keyfile.txt. And this is dangerous. Well, I can tell you this was key.space, and this is a special character. So that's why it's giving me the error code here. But I don't really need it. And like I said, this is a really basic code. We can have it even have it adding these special characters if we want to, but this is more advanced. So let's say you write your email, let's say john.doe, might give me an error, yeah, of course, but you get the point. So at gmail.com, at least it's going to record the Gmail part. And if you're an adversary, you're probably going to guess that it's an email. And something like password 123, which is a really good password. No, just kidding. Well, let's see what's inside the key file.txt. And here you see all the characters I wrote. And let me see if I can open the actual file here. Yeah, so this is basically, I don't know if you can see it, but I opened the file and I can actually see what's inside the file. So yeah, you get the memo why this keylogging thing is quite, let's say, dangerous when it comes to passwords and all other sensitive information. So yeah, but this is, like I said, a really basic way to code a keylogger. And yeah, now you know how it works.
While keyloggers are often associated with criminal activity, it is important to remember its ethical role in cybersecurity. Penetration testers or ethical hackers might use keyloggers in a controlled environment to test a company's security systems. The end goal here is not to steal information from the company, but rather identify vulnerabilities and ensure that the system is well protected against real-world attacks. An example of this might be that a company hires a team of cybersecurity professionals to simulate an attack. The attacker, or ethical hacker in this instance, might install a keylogger to test the company's defenses, such as antivirus software and also user awareness, to see if they can detect and also stop the keylogger. On the other side, I think it's quite self-explanatory how these keyloggers might be used for malicious intent. So with the stolen information, hackers or adversaries might commit financial fraud and also identity theft, to mention a few. So first and foremost, make sure to update your software regularly. Secondly, use antivirus software, as these tools might detect and block known keyloggers. Make sure to enable MFA, which is your multi-factor authentication. This adds an extra layer of security. Beware of phishing, as phishing emails, for instance, is a common way for adversaries to implement the keylogger on your computer. And lastly, to make sure that the adversary isn't logging your keys, you can use an on-screen keyboard. So it's safe to conclude that keyloggers are a powerful tool, both for good and bad. Understanding how they work and how to protect against them is essential. Thank you for watching, and I hope you found this video helpful and informative. Please like, share, and subscribe for more cybersecurity tips and tutorials. Take care.